Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I hope all is well with all of you Hebrews out there, no matter where you are. Hope everybody has had a blessed day. Hope you've been safe today. I just want everybody to take a while, relax yourself. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. This video won't be long. I just want to cause you to think. I want to cause you to think, Hebrew. I want you to slow down. A lot of times we are moving so fast, family. We're moving so fast. And it's not necessarily your fault that you're moving so fast. Because you were born into a world filled with distractions, filled with wickedness. That's the kind of world you were born into. This world is about duality. Hot, cold. In, out, up, down, good, evil, big, small, dangerous, safe. Because of all of these things are going on simultaneously, a lot of the times we can get caught up, family. We get caught up with distractions. Like trying to have money so that you can feed yourself. Have a roof over your head. Get to and fro from wherever it is that you're going to. These things are a necessity, but they also can be major distractions. Especially when you are in captivity to another nation. Just makes it that much more worse. And a lot of the times, because of the oppression, because of this, because of that, it's so many things going on. And these things that are going on, it causes a lot of noise. Physical noise, spiritual noise. Spiritual distortion of the Wi-Fi signal. Because it's all about spiritual Wi-Fi. If you feeling what I'm saying out there, if you picking up what I'm laying down, Hebrew, go in the comment section if you understand It's all about spiritual Wi-Fi. And type in the word spiritual Wi-Fi if you know what this is all about. It's a connection. Just like your internet. Just like your internet. But this connection is much, much stronger. And it doesn't cost you cash to get access. I want you to really think about what I'm saying right now. I'm talking to somebody out there right now. Believe it or not, family, most people, including myself, we've yet to really begin to understand truly what kind of God and Creator created us. Some things, they're just beyond our finding out. Some things are just beyond our finding out, especially, definitely while you're still in the physical realm, while we still in these physical bodies. Some things we just couldn't even come close to comprehending about the Most High because we're flesh. But we can understand spiritual Wi-Fi. It's a connection that you have to the Most High God, to the invisible world. But you can't see it though. It's not an extension cord that you go and plug up into the wall. You got to use a spiritual plug. You got to use a spiritual Bluetooth. It's only one way to get that spiritual Wi-Fi access. You must be somebody who is turning to the Most High God and Him alone, nobody else. But this thing is so complicated, it's so deep, because the Most High God is the one controlling all things. Remember now, the Most High God creates evil. I was talking to one of my peoples today. One of my peoples, they're Christian. And they was, asking me this, asking me that. And I was chopping it up with them, right? Chopping it up with the folks. And, some things the Christians just can't understand. Some things Hebrew Israelites just can't understand. Especially right now. And I was trying to explain to this person I was talking to that the Most High God is directly responsible for evil. Remember, y'all, He creates evil. If the Most High didn't create evil, it wouldn't exist. He created it. He said He does all these things. When you see somebody doing good, of course, we want to run to give the Most High God credit. But when you see somebody doing evil, do you go and give the Most High God credit for that? Look, not my words. I know that will ruffle a lot of people's feathers the wrong way. But the Most High said in the Torah, I create evil. If you're going to give the Most High the credit for light, you got to give Him the credit for darkness because He created that too. So if you're going to give Him the credit for good, then you got to give Him the credit for evil as well. Not my words. And I know that there's some people who will, no, brother, no, that doesn't mean that. Hey, look, the Most High God is the creator of all things. He's controlling both sides of the chessboard. There's no way around it. I don't even try to find a way around it. It is what it is. He created positive and negative. There's a balance. The Most High created the balance. I know that's a hard pill for many of our people to swallow. You want to look at who's responsible? You hear that sound confirmation, right? You want to look at who's responsible for evil? Look no further than the Most High God. That's why he said, if you didn't keep these commandments, I'm going to bring all this evil upon you. Oh, yeah. What a mighty YAHAWAH we serve. And I know a lot of you out there, you may be under the assumption, or it could be that's what you've been taught, that's the conclusion you've come to, that you do whatever it is you want to do. You got freedom of choice. You can do whatever you want to do. It's all on you. The Most High God is the one who decides who's going to be righteous, who's going to be evil. You know what you want to do. You know what you plan to do. You know what you do. And you may say to yourself, yeah, that's what I do. I'm telling you, whatever you do, whether it's good or evil, if you're somebody who's doing good or righteousness, it's because the Most High God put the spirit on you. He put a particular spirit on you to cause you to go in the righteous direction. Now, if you're somebody who's going in the wicked direction, you're not going to repent, then the Most High God put that evil spirit on you, because evil spirits come from the Most High God. Yes, they do. And that's something that our people used to know a long time ago. But ever since all these religions have taken over our book, our people don't know the scriptures anymore. And I'm just gonna read a verse. Give me 1 second. You wonderful Hebrews, you. Let's go read, and we're going to be turning to the Old Testament. That's what they call it. Okay? And they only call it that because they've trained human nature to desire something new. You always want the new thing, so they gave it to you, the New Testament. So they know by default, if they call this old and they call the new book for the new God new, you're automatically going to want to put the old one down. Why? Because it's old. That's human psychology. But here's what the so-called Old Testament says. The book of Samuel, chapter 16, and verse 14. Read, but the spirit of YAHAWAH departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from YAHAWAH troubled him. Hold up. Hold up, Ak. I was just getting ready to accuse you, Ak, and say you're making this up. Evil doesn't come from the Most High God. Read, Ak. 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14. Read. But the spirit of YAHAWAH departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from YAHAWAH troubled him. Oh my gosh, Ak. Please, Ak, don't read that, Ak. I don't like how that makes me feel. That's what somebody's saying out there right now. So when I tell you, when you want to know, hey, whenever you see something evil going on, the first thing you want to do, you want to run and say, oh, the devil did it, the devil. Even though in the Old Testament, there's no such thing as the devil or the devil in the Old Testament. Ain't no such thing as the devil. You only start hearing that stuff once the new God comes around. You better tighten up, Hebrews. This thing is serious. Now I want you to take a look. We're gonna turn to the book of Job. Chapter 33. Let me see. Job chapter 33, verse 14 to 18. Because, like I said, the Most High God is controlling good and evil. He created them both. We have not fully understood him yet. We have many questions. Some things are just beyond understanding. We don't fully truly understand what kind of creator the Most High God is. Not in the flesh, because look, in a fleshly perspective, one could say in a fleshly perspective, because are we not human? You could say, what kind of God? That's what the Christian I was talking to earlier said. The Christian said, well, that doesn't seem fair for God to be doing good and to be doing evil. I said, see, that's because the God that they teach you about at church, that's not the real God of the Bible. They're teaching you about a fake God. See, because in the flesh, well, that doesn't seem fair that the God is creating evil and he's causing people to do evil things and then he's going to punish them for it. Yes, he will. Look at what he did to Pharaoh. Okay, the Most High God hardened his heart. He wanted Pharaoh to go off so that he could whip Pharaoh and bust his head wide open. And that's just exactly what he did. And you would say, well, what kind of God would do that? One who is terrible. The book of Psalms say the Most High God is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. You do not have, look, you may have a degree of so-called free will, but for the most part, after I read what I read to you right now, you're not going to tell me that you have what you call free will and you can just do whatever it is that you want. Listen to this. Because remember, the Most High God, what did we just read? The spirit of YAHAWAH departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from YAHAWAH came to him. It didn't come from the devil, as y'all like to say. It didn't come from Satan or Lucifer. An evil spirit from YAHAWAH. Why would an evil spirit be coming from YAHAWAH? Because he's the one who created evil. I know it's a hard pill to swallow for many people out there. It can be kind of perplexing. And you can take it all the way back to the Garden of Eden. Take it all the way back to the Garden of Eden. The Most High God is almighty. Once again, from a fleshly perspective, the Most High God, he could have created the Garden of Eden and he could have made it without evil at all. It could have just been all good. He did not have to put that tree of knowledge of good and evil. He put it right there in the midst of the garden. Look, he didn't have to put that there. He didn't have to create evil. Look, if he wanted to, you think he couldn't have created? like good and good only, and evil doesn't exist at all in any form. You think he couldn't have did that? Of course he could have. He's the most high God. But he said, I want some evil out here. Now you think about that. And look, I know there's going to be somebody out there that disagrees with this, of course. But, it's all good because I'm getting this directly out of the Torah. The Most High God says, I create evil. I, Yahawah, do all these things. So it really ain't nothing to talk about as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to debate you. I just know you read that in Torah and you get very uncomfortable. Because it says it plain as day. The Most High God is claiming responsibility for evil. And you see multiple examples where evil spirits go out from the Most High God. Why? Because he wants evil around. And you let that marinate for a while. That's why I say we have not truly understood the Most High God. What kind of God he is. He's the kind of God that makes evil every day. Just like he makes good every day, he makes evil every single day. Why? Why does he do that? Because that's the kind of God that he is. Yeah. Think about that. And think about how that applies to your life all across the board. If you can stomach it without trying to weasel out of it, without trying to smooth it over and soften it up. It ain't no softening this up. Not when you understand. Certain things, once you understand, it ain't no such thing as softening it up. It is what it is. Unless you want to run from reality. And we don't run from reality over here. We run to reality. We run right down into it. Can you dig it, Hebrew? Hit the like button if you haven't already. My wonderful Hebrews. And if you're a Gentile out there that's cleaving to the house of Israel, you hit this like button. Whoever you are watching this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Read. This is to let you know, you may have a degree. You may have a degree of what you call free will. Maybe. And that's debatable. As long as I'm not telling you to break the commandments, anything I say is debatable, including this. Including anything you say is debatable. As long as you ain't telling me not to keep the commandments. Listen to this if you think you have free will. Listen to this. Job 33, verse 14 to 18. Read, For Yahawah does reveal his will. He speaks not only once, but more than once, even though men do not regard it, including you, Job. One may hear Yahawah's voice in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men while slumbering upon the bed. Hey family, I just got to pause right there because this is real and this hits me hard as I read this. Because I heard the voice of Yahawah just like I'm talking to y'all right now. Like you hear my voice. I heard his literal voice. It was in a dream when I was asleep. I suddenly appeared at a large body of water. This had to be the largest ocean or river I've ever seen in life. Suddenly, I appear right at the shoreline of the largest river I've ever seen in my life. And I got my back to the ocean. There's no way I would do that in real life because I don't know how to swim. So there's no way I'm going to go and stand at the shoreline of the biggest ocean on planet Earth. Mind you, in this dream, I was the only person on planet Earth. And I just suddenly appeared right there at the shoreline of the biggest ocean on planet Earth. And then the Most High just started speaking to me, just like I'm talking to you right now. Scared the life out of me. I thought I was going to die. Okay? And it was in a dream, or a so-called dream. Maybe that was a real dimension. Because I'm starting to really wonder about these dreams. I know our physical body is asleep. When we had certain kind of dreams, especially like dreams like we're reading about in Job right here, especially like the kind of dream I'm telling you that I had, I think I might have been at a real place. Like, I know my body was asleep in bed, but I think I might have been somewhere in another spiritual dimension or something, because that jump scared the hell out of me. I ain't never been that scared in my life. I thought I was getting ready to die. Just hearing the voice of the Most High is the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard some terrifying things, family. I've heard some terrifying sounds in my life, y'all, and none of them. I've heard terrifying sounds of others, and I've heard terrifying sounds in my life that made me think my life was coming to an end. And ain't none of them was as terrible as the sound of the voice of YAHAWAH that day when I heard in that dream, y'all. Hey, family, I've never been so afraid in my life. Every bone in my body was afraid. My teeth was afraid. Like, I ain't never been that afraid in my life. I woke up yelling like somebody was trying to put me to death. Scared the hell out of me. Scared the hell out of at that time, my so-called girlfriend. You know, I don't believe in no girlfriend and no stuff like that no more. But that was back when I was black. I was still wicked, y'all. This was my so-called girlfriend. I woke up yelling. Aah! I mean, I was yelling way louder than that. I was yelling like somebody who's getting put to death, because I thought I was getting ready to get put to death. So I woke up like a strong, crazy man, yelling to the top of my lungs like that. The sound that I let out was so terrifying, it terrified me, because I woke up scaring the hell out of myself, because I heard myself like it was a primal, monstrous growl that I let out. Like, I thought it was all over. And my so-called girlfriend, like, I could tell I scared the hell out of her. She thought I was getting ready to put her to death. I saw it in her eyes. And I felt bad for her, because I knew I scared the hell out of her. I scared the hell out of myself. So the look in her eyes was priceless. She looked at me like, I don't know what I did to you, but I know that you get ready to take me out and snuff me right now. I don't know why you're doing this. Clearly something is going on, because you're yelling and you woke me up, yelling to the top of your lungs. Obviously, you've gone crazy. You're getting ready to snap and put me to death. I don't know why you're doing this. That's the look she had in her eyes, and a look of somebody who's terrified that they're getting ready to get unalive. I felt so sorry for her. I felt so bad for her, because I knew I scared the hell out of her. It scared the hell out of me. Why am I telling you this? Because as we read this, y'all, this ain't no joke. The Most High, you can hear his voice in a dream. Now I'm going to take it from the top. The book of Job, chapter 33, verse 14 to 18. For God does reveal his will. He speaks not only once, but more than once, even though men do not regard it, including you, Job. One may hear God's voice in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men while slumbering upon the bed. Then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction, terrifying them with warnings, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and cut off pride from him, disgusting him with his own disappointing self-sufficiency. He holds him back from the pit of destruction, and his life from perishing by the sword of YAHAWAH's destructive judgments. Do y'all see this? Do that sound like free will to you? It says that the Most High speaks once. He even speaks more than once, but men don't regard it. That's when you're walking around, when you're awake, when you're conscious. We hard-headed. We thinking about so many other things. We're completely distracted in this world, because that's the way it's set up. So the Most High got to wait until you go to sleep at night, then he can get through to you. How? Because one may hear Yahawah's voice in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men while slumbering upon the bed. I'm telling you, when you go to sleep at night, before you lay your head down, many of us have plans. But the Most High got another plan. So once you go to sleep at night, when you can finally hear him, because now you're asleep, you're easier to get to, he gonna send them angels down there. Or he might talk to you directly himself. Or he might send the angels in your dream. You're gonna hear his voice or the voice of an angel, which is coming with his words in a vision of the night while you in your bed knocked out. And that's when it says, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction, terrifying them with warnings. When I had that dream, I was terrified. Okay? As many of you others out there, I'm sure, were terrified whenever you had your ordeal. This is serious. This is serious. Then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. Seals their instruction means he's going to open your ear and he's going to tell you what you're going to do, and you are going to do it. Why? Because your instructions have been sealed. You didn't have a choice. Yeah. Not my words, y'all. He holds them back from the pit of destruction and his life from perishing by the sword of God's destructive judgments. You had your mind made up, yeah, I'm going over there. I'm going to New York tomorrow. I plan on traveling to New York tomorrow morning, right? That's what your plan was. And then when you go to sleep at night, the Most High God give you a dream, or he send an angel, or he'll tell you himself, or he'll send a messenger in a dream. Even if you don't remember your dream, it doesn't matter whether you remember your dream or not. Your instructions will get sealed in your dreams, just like we read. So even though you planned on going to New York in the morning, when you went to sleep, you had your bags packed and everything. When you went to sleep that night, the Most High come, or he send an angel and say, hey, look, bruh, or look, sis, tomorrow morning you ain't going to New York. All of a sudden, you're going to change your mind for X, Y reason, sound confirmation, and it doesn't even matter why you change your mind. For whatever reason, you're going to change your mind because the Most High is instructing you, and he's going to seal your instruction. You're not going to New York. You know what? You're going to have change of plans, and you're going to cancel this trip, and maybe you won't do a trip at all, but if you do, you'll go somewhere else. Why? In your mind, you'll think, at the last minute, I just decided I'm not going to New York. That's what you're going to think because you don't remember the dream you had last night. But when in reality, the Most High came in your dream, or he sent the angel and told you, hey, tomorrow you ain't going to New York. You're going to stay home. Or, hey, you're going to go to Florida, wherever. And you thinking, hey, I just had a change of plan. I feel different. I know you feel different because the Most High came when you went to sleep where he can finally reach you. You hear me? I hope this lesson has been not a lesson, but a video, a reading, a teaching, whatever you want to call it. Because we all learn from each other. I hope somebody has been edified by this. And if you have, you can show your appreciation for the edification by hitting the like button. And subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment down below so I know you was in his house. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk. This is your go-to YouTube station for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. I'm out.